Hey guys, TLR aka Tyler here with my first commentary, and by the title you can tell, I'm gonna be doing an interview with my friend for a school project about the new Star Wars movie, and in the background you can see some gameplay. So I'm just gonna get it started. My first question is, what is your opinion on Disney making the Star Wars movie how they did?
Alright, well, Disney making the Star Wars movie the way they did, that can be a very broad question. But, really, for the first time, it's actually, it's okay. It's a pretty good movie. You know, if it was the first in the series, it'd actually probably be really good. But considering that, you know, there are other installments in the franchise, one has to include those in the bigger picture, you know, the whole scheme of things here. And I'm assuming there'll be also some other questions concerning that later on that will tie into the whole grand aspect of it. So, alright, next question.
What is your opinion on Disney adding, or secretly adding, some of the similarities from Episode 4, A New Hope?
Well, for anybody who's seen the movies, I'm pretty sure it's not necessarily a secret, maybe, but it's definitely obvious, the parallels, and I would probably say that for the first movie, that's probably okay, you know, bring back some of the old fans and the nostalgia and get people back into the swing of things, but to the extent they did it might not be alright. It pretty much, honestly, would come down to personal opinion, but pretty sure that if they do that in the next movie, it won't fly with a lot of fans. They just can't do that. It'd be like seeing Episode 5 again. Nobody wants that. You might as well just buy Episode 5 yourself. So, next question.
What is your opinion on the character Rey, and just, yeah.
Rey started off as a really interesting character, reminiscent a lot of Anakin on Tatooine. Of course, this is Jakku. I do have a few issues with the character, though, and that's concerning some of the things that happen later on in the movie, like Rey being able to mind trick that stormtrooper without any force training whatsoever. Because, as seen in, you know, previous movies, all Jedi, and Sith for that matter, require training no matter what before they can practically lift a rock. I mean, that's the first thing they do is lift a rock. And that's basic, and sometimes they fail that. So for her to be able to do a mind trick without any force training, that's incredible. I mean, no, unparalleled before. So, you know, having Rey with overpowered, just being able to magically use the Force like that, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I mean, her piloting skills, you know, earlier in the movie at Jakku, I suppose that's alright, because Anakin was able to race a pod. I mean, you know, pod racing, and that was because of his innate Force abilities, so I suppose that's alright. But really, I'm supposing all of this will be answered in the next few movies, and depending on how Disney answers why this is the way it is, it will be better, so to speak, for Rey as a character, in my opinion. Next question.
Alright, so my next question is, like, what do you think about Disney taking the new Star Wars and making it as their own, like not following the story, really?
I think that's a little, maybe self-centered of them, I guess you could say. Because, from my understanding, Lucas had a script of his own, and Disney just threw it out. Just got rid of it completely. I guess it's so they could do whatever they wanted to the film, but, really, Lucas had all of that extended story, and it probably would have been a film that, fans would have liked. I mean, I can understand, I guess, why Disney threw it out if they wanted to bring back old fans. But otherwise, it's really uncalled for, I suppose. Or at least in my opinion. But, next question.
Yeah. What's your thought on the Supreme Counselor? Supreme. Yeah, leader. Yeah.
The Supreme Leader is actually a very interesting character, and he doesn't get a whole lot of screen time. I'm very interested in seeing how that character turns out. There's actually a few theories about him going around. The one that seems most plausible to me, at least, is that he is actually Darth Plagueis, who was Darth Sidious's master. Because Darth Plagueis was supposed to discover the secrets to immortality, which, you know, that's very powerful for a Sith. So it's possible he could come back, but I know some people around have said he also kind of looks like a Yuzan Vong. If you know about that sort of thing from the extended universe, the Yuzan Vong invaded the galaxy and basically destroyed a lot of people and caused chaos, and it was really bad. So a lot of people think he might be a Yuzan Vong. I personally think they could very likely be Darth Plagueis. I would be very interested in seeing how that goes. So we'll see how that one turns out.
Next question is, what are your thoughts on the new characters being added in and the old characters coming back to the new Star Wars?
Really, I did, you know, in terms of casting and whatnot, they did choose very good characters. They played their roles very, very well, and it was very nice to see some of the old actors come back. You know, seeing Han Solo and Chewbacca, and there was Princess Leia and Luke. Luke didn't get much screen time, but that's all right. I mean, I'm sure he'll play a bigger part in probably the next film or something. Maybe the one after that. In terms of Han Solo, I mean, he was a little cut short, but that's okay, because Harrison Ford did hate the role, and I don't necessarily blame him, so to speak. It's a very interesting role to play, but very reminiscent of the old movies, and that's a good thing, you know. Good to have some of the old with the new.
Rebel escape ship spotted. It seems like they're getting ready to evacuate.
Next question is, what is your thought on a Sith Lord taking such a cheap move to kill his own dad? Like, not giving him any respect or justice. He just did it and stabbed him.
For Kylo Ren to do that, yeah, it was a little backhanded, and it was a pretty cheap shot. I will admit that the Sith, you know, while they may be on the darker side of things there, they do have a code of honor, and I'm not necessarily certain that taking a cheap shot like that is part of their code of honor. I know there have been Sith who did that in the past, and usually it didn't end up going very well for them. But I will give him props for that, because throughout the rest of the movie, he was a rather weak character, so to speak. But that right there totally made up for it. I mean, you see him kill his father. It's like killing the last bit of good that's in him, and that's a pretty serious thing. So, but I don't really think a Sith would have done that, per se. I think he would have probably faced off his enemy with some honor. So, yeah.
Alright, well, that's been the end of this interview. So now for the rest of the time, we're going to be commentating over the gameplay. Well, John will. I'll just, you know, act like I know what I'm talking about. And, yeah, see you in the next one.
Okay, so in this nice little segment here, we have the speeder run, or the training mission with the T-41 speeders, I think they're called. Don't kill me for that, I don't know exactly. But this was some fun here, playing together, because we had a few issues, so to speak. Otherwise, though, we did okay for being by ourselves. Taking out the chicken walkers, as they were so dubbed. I thought that was really funny. Really funny. I believe I am on the top screen, and my friend is on the bottom there. See, yeah, just rammed right into that chicken walker. Sometimes that's the best. I don't think we completed this mission. I'm pretty sure we died. But to be fair, some of that death was really unfair. You'll see what I mean in a moment, because it should be coming up when we get to the AT-ATs. I know there was a segment here where we're just running around because we didn't know what in the world was going on. Oh, and I barely dodged that AT-ST. I was surprised my speeder turned to the right by itself. I didn't do that. It was the speeder all by itself. I was quite surprised. just flying around, really, blowing up speeders. It's probably a pretty easy job for these guys. And there I wrecked into one. I don't know what I was thinking and why I didn't pull up or use evasive maneuvers. Maybe it was a death or glory kind of thing. I don't know what was going through my head. Next, you can see the sky. And there's two more. I remember where we should come upon the part where we totally lost some of these ATSTs here. And we looked around for maybe a minute or so before we saw it shooting at the shield generator. I thought that was sort of funny, because normally in single player you see these things quite a lot, but if I remember right, we were sitting a little farther away from the screen, and it's split screen, so the screens are a little smaller and you can't necessarily see all that well. So I think this is the portion where we're flying around just looking for the thing. Right here. I'm going up into the sky. We both turned around here. We almost hit each other right there. I thought that was very close. One of us made an exclamation there. Just totally almost hit each other. Flying around. We're almost in a formation. Almost. Very loose formation. Because we're still looking. At one point I see it by the shield generator. I don't quite remember where. Because right now we're just flying around. I was actually waiting for the transport cutscene to show up, and the transport to fly away. You know, transport 1 is away. See, there I see it. It's just wailing away at that shield generator, and I finally blew it up. And there goes the speeder. I mean, the transport. Flying away, transport 1 is away. You see the ion cannon fire. Majestic sight. Absolutely beautiful. And then round 2 there was an AT-AT. And this is where the weird thing happened and we both died. I don't know how, but apparently the AT-AT killed us. I don't remember what happened. I toe-cabled onto the thing and I did what I was supposed to. On the first pass, here it comes. First pass. And we both just blow up. I don't know what happened. We just rammed into the head of the AT-AT. I think maybe he hit me and that caused me to bounce upwards into the head of the thing. And he bounced downwards into the legs. I really don't know. If someone wants to freeze frame that'd be wonderful. So this is next pass on the AT-AT, because last time ended in complete failure. There's only one, which is fortunate. So you know, nothing really to do for my friend. He's just gonna fly around, and then taking out the AT-AT is